Well, hi there. Welcome to therapy.
Hello.
What would you like to talk about today?
Well, I've been kind of, I feel like I've been not happy recently. I've done a lot of things I don't think I should have done, and I just don't feel like happy with life right now.
So, what does being happy with life look like for you?
I don't know, like, having a nice job, having my own home, getting married, a couple of kids, maybe. Just having something solid, in my life.
You feel like you don't have that right now?
Not right now. I'm still trying to figure it out, fresh out of school.
Well, what is it that you're doing that is making you unhappy?
Probably a lot of things. Partying. I don't party all the time though. I smoke. I smoke marijuana every now and then, and I drink socially, but not like every day kind of thing. I go to work and do what I have to do, and then that's what I do to kind of relax. And I don't know, just not being able to be consistent, I guess. Kind of feel like I have no self-control in a lot of ways.
Now, you said two things that really stuck out. You said that you're not consistent and that you don't like your lack of self-control, your perceived lack of self-control.
Mm-hmm.
How would being more consistent, having things more stable in your life, and having more self-control bring you closer to those goals that you told me about, like a house and a good job and a family? And how are those things related? And if they're related, how are they related?
I'm pretty sure. I mean, I just do stuff that I know I shouldn't do, and then afterwards I'm, kicking my butt about it.
How do you know you shouldn't do it?
Because I know if I did this, then it's going to result in me possibly, like for example, homecoming's coming up. But homecoming's coming up, and rent's due, right? Now what I'll end up doing is going out on homecoming and not necessarily spending rent money, but spending pretty much all my extra money for the month. And then when I have to pay rent, then I have to decide, should I pay all of my rent or should I not pay rent so that I have like gas money to make it to work? Does that make sense? So I end up doing stuff that leads to other bad decisions because I want to hang out and I want to, I guess be young again or something. I don't know, but just wanting to do more than the means.
Well, that's interesting that you said that you maybe want to be young again. Why? What was better when you were younger than now?
No responsibility. I mean, just kind of go with the flow. You don't have to do anything. You can just do whatever, and you don't really worry about the consequences.
Let's talk more about that, the lack of responsibility, and how that's kind of anathema to wanting a stable house and job and family.
Yeah. What do you think, man? You said
anathema,
oh,
like
yeah, okay,
the opposite of.
Okay,
so if you...
So living carefree is opposite of wanting
kind
being
of
stable.
Of building towards stability, but still wanting to have freedom. or the freedom to make decisions that you said were kind of questionable.
Yeah, I guess it's kind of like I want to have my cake and eat it too. I want to have, it's like I want to work towards these things, but I can't get, I haven't been able to settle myself and be consistent enough to have them, if that makes sense. Like
It does
I
make
feel like
sense.
I'm just not, I'll take 2 steps forward and then 1 step back, and then 2 steps forward and then 3 steps back. So it's always a setback. It's nobody's fault. I mean, it's just I keep making the mistakes, really.
But you're making progress towards those goals. Are you doing anything in your life to work towards getting a stable job or saving up for a house or having a family?
Well, I have a family. I might be going towards there, but I don't know if it's having a family the way you should have a family, or
Well, who tells you that? What do you mean?
like, I mean, you know, when you have a family, it should be with somebody you love, and you settle down, and you know, you have kids, and I've had multiple partners, so that's not something you would want to put a child in, that kind of a situation where you're raising them with a person that you don't love, you just kind of had a one night thing with. So I don't want to raise a child in that, but that's kind of how I've been living life really lately.
Do you think that, define family for me, what you think family is, what you think a family structure is?
Mom, dad, kids. So I mean, that's
Are there-
about it.
Are there other
Oh, and I mean,
acceptable,
grandparents and stuff, or you mean like?
are there other acceptable family structures, like
Yeah, I'm
a
pretty
single
sure.
dad and kids, or single mom and kids,
Oh.
or grandma raising a couple
Yeah,
of kids,
yeah.
or are there
Yeah.
other structures that you would see as acceptable?
As far as acceptable, I don't know. That's a good question. I would say my ideal situation would be mom, dad, kids. Now, could I accept the single mom or single dad? Sure. I was raised by a single mom myself, so I kind of know what that's like. Or grandparents. I had friends where their grandparents raised them, so I don't see that it'd be wrong. I mean, I don't think it's the healthiest of situations if I could choose, but I don't see anything as far as being wrong.
What if you couldn't choose? What if you had to be a single dad?
I would just have to be a single dad and do what I have to do.
But would that be acceptable for you?
I would have to accept it, yeah. I mean, if I was in that situation, there's nothing I could do to change it.
There's not? You couldn't put a child up for adoption?
Oh, yeah. I wouldn't, but, I mean, I see how that could be an option, but I wouldn't if I had a child right now, I would parent my own child. I'd take care of it.
Would you feel pressure to marry that child's mother, even if you
No.
did not love that woman?
No. And that's what I was saying, like, I don't want to bring a child in a situation where me and the mother is not married because that's not somebody I love. Like, I wouldn't marry somebody for just a child.
But
That's
then-
just me, though.
But then what if that just happened?
If it happened, I'd have to raise my child as a single parent and kind of go from there. And I mean, hopefully look for love. You know, hopefully look for a partner that I can get married to. But then that would mean that I would have to, you know, they would have to accept me and my child. And that's more than, you know, I guess that makes it a little harder.
Would you agree that maybe family is just people that live together or care for each other? Does it have to be, in your mind, does it have to be like a parent and a child, or like two parents and one child? Can it be something different?
I guess when I think of family, I think of like blood, like actual family members. But there are people in my family that are not my blood relatives, but I consider them family for the most part. But I kind of feel like they're expendable. You know, they're family, but they're not like my real. I always know my real family. They don't go anywhere. They're not expendable.
Well, that's very interesting. That's good. That's so. Your real family is someone that's not going to go anywhere. That's what you're telling me.
Yes. At least, I mean, they can go wherever they want to, but they're always going to be my family.
Right.
Versus, like my Aunt Michelle, she's not really she's not really my family at all. She was just like a neighbor of ours and been a close family friend.
Great.
Yeah. But if she were to do something like crazy off the wall kind of stuff, and we lost touch, I wouldn't look at that as I lost a family member as much as I would if it was my brother or my mom or something like that. It wouldn't be that big of a deal to me. So I guess there's like layers, but I don't come from a big family. You know, it's just kind of me and my little circle family, just me and my mom and my brothers, and that was really just it. Not grandparents and aunts and uncles. It was just us. So.
And that's what you see as your family.
That's what I see as family. I want my family to be a little bit different. Like when I do have a wife and kids, I want, you know, my brother's wife and kids to. I want to be a part of their life. I want to be a part of my nephews and nieces, and I want to be a part of their life too. And my grandkids, whenever I do, I'm going to be a part of their life. Like I want to grow a big family. I want to have a big, tight-knit family, but it starts with some structure. It starts with me doing better, and I can't keep doing what I'm doing, I guess, and expecting that to happen.
So it sounds also like your goal is here, but you're moving in a different direction from what your goal is.
Yeah.
Who's expecting you to go on this other path, this like road that you're on now? Who in your life is telling you that's the best way for you?
I guess.
Or are you telling yourself this?
It's me a lot of times. It's friends. I guess just trying to. A lot of times it's me. Like I want to have fun because I didn't really get to experience a lot in high school, so I wanted to experience more. You know, in college I got some freedom now. And so I think it's a lot of it is me wanting to have fun, me wanting to experience life a little bit. And then, you know, friends a lot of times will, hey man, let's go out, or hey, we're doing this today. And it seems like it's always something. Every weekend we got some reason to be out drinking and partying. But it's always that pull from friends and people wanting to hang out. And then I'm sitting there thinking, well, sometimes I can say no, but the majority of the time I say yes because I feel like I can't always say no, I guess. So.
What would it look like if you said no? Not because you had to get up in the morning. Not because you felt like you had to do something different. But, you know, you just wanted a break. Would that be something that you would be able to do for yourself to make yourself feel better? If you knew that these people were going to do something that didn't bring you towards your goal.
I could, but at the same time, I think a lot of times I want to do it. Like I want to go and have fun too, and that's just my idea of fun is going out and drinking and joking around with my friends. And, you know, it's kind of like an adventure almost, and so I just like doing stuff like that. And, I don't know, maybe if I don't have any other, I have nothing else to do, so might as well.
So, maybe working towards this stability goal is something that's kind of a long-term thing for you. It's over here.
Yeah.
And you're exploring right now what it is to be young and what it is to have this freedom. How is it causing you... Tell me how it's causing you stress.
Well, Uh, it's stressful more the night after, or the days after, the weeks after I've done something I shouldn't do. Like that I've made a bonehead decision, and then it's kind of snowballed, and now I'm in a bad situation. Now I'm super stressed, and then I'm thinking, man, I shouldn't have went out that day, and I shouldn't have talked to that girl, or whatever the situation that caused it initially, or even the ones that led afterwards. It's like it snowballs, and then I'm always thinking next time I won't do it, and then I end up doing
Next
it
time
again.
comes.
Yeah, next I get myself out of the hole, or almost out of the hole, and then I make another poor decision, and that's kind of when I'm just tired of that happening over and over and over and over. Like, I like having fun, but I can't keep doing this to myself, I guess. And I in a lot of ways think it's causing me to now starting to cause me to drink even more and smoke cigarettes now. I used to not smoke cigarettes, but now I smoke them all the time. So.
And that could be stress related, do you think?
Oh yeah, I'm pretty sure it is. Yeah, I do it all the time.
Have you used any strategies yourself to help get rid of the stress that you have in your life?
Well, yeah, I mean, I go play
Other
ball.
than going out and drinking.
Yeah.
I mean, really.
I play ball probably 2 or 3 times a week.
And that helps?
It helps for the moment, but it don't help at night. I think at night is when it's more of a problem than during the day. During the day, I got something to do always, but it's at night when I'm
And
home.
people are sending you a message of,
People
where
sending
are
me
you?
messages, calling. I'm at home, not doing nothing. I'm bored. It's like, well, what else do I got to do?
Are these people that are sending you messages, this friend group, would they continue to be your friend group if for a month you chose not to go out for a whole month?
I don't know. That's a good question. I mean, I think they would, but I don't think that's going to stop them from partying. They're going to keep doing what they're going to do.
They do what they want me to do. I'm talking about you. Would they still be your friends?
Yeah.
Would they still be supportive of you?
Yeah, I think so.
Would they still... Would you still feel like you could rely on them?
Well, it's interesting. I don't rely on them now. I mean, we kind of do our own thing, but we just do it together. So I don't ask them for nothing. They don't really ask me for nothing. It ain't that kind
It's
of friendship.
friendship.
But yeah,
It's friendship.
I don't have those kind of friends that I rely on. But
So that's more a family thing.
that's more of a family thing. Yes, correct.
And that's what you want to move towards. This family.
Yeah.
This.
Yeah, that might be what it is. Yeah. Yeah, because I can rely. The only person I really rely on is my mom. That's the one person I've always been able to rely on, no matter what. My brother is not so much, but my mom's always, even if she doesn't have much, and we haven't had much, she still is somebody I can always call. I know she's always going to be there. I know where she is. I know she's always trying to do the best thing possible. You know, so that's somebody I can rely on for sure. The only person I rely on.
And she, your relationship with her, how's that going?
It's great.
Is it?
Yeah.
Is she aware of this division between what you're doing and what you want to do?
Yeah, but she kind of, I don't know, my mom grew up, I went through this patch where I didn't really talk to her because I was mad. She didn't teach me a lot about life, and I didn't learn it until I got to college. And so I didn't talk to her for a while, but then I realized that she didn't know a lot herself. Like, she wasn't the most knowledgeable person, but she would provide, she was very nice and loving and that kind of stuff. So she knows about how I live my life, but to her, it's like, well, you're going to do whatever you want to. You're an adult, you know. You're going to live by whatever, do whatever you're going to do. I'll just be there to love you. I'll be there for you no matter what you need. And I think that's just how she was raised.
Super supportive.
Yeah. But at the same time, it's not. I would want her to give me some instructions on how to avoid a lot of the pitfalls that I get into, or have some assistance. Like, I have friends that their parents buy them cars and stuff. I've never had to buy. I've always had to work to try. I drove beat up cars for my whole life. And friends that their parents buy them groceries, or they give them some kind of heads up on how to do this or that. I don't get none of that. I kind of have to just kind of go off the cuff, and if I screw it up, I screw it up. And that's the way I have to learn things. So my mom, she wouldn't be the one to say, hey, you're doing this the wrong way. Because to her, that's the way she did it. That's the way her parents did it. So it's not any different to her.
And you want something more.
Yeah. I want to be more than that for my own kids, for sure.
When you're faced with the choice of going out and making decisions that you describe as questionable, and then snowball into something that's negative, do you feel pressure to go, or do you feel like you have the option to say no?
I feel like I have the option to say no, I just don't. I always just go. Or sometimes, like I said, sometimes I say no, but that's rare. Like, I really have to have something important to do in order for me to say no. If I got homework to do, I would say no. If I got projects to do, I would say no. But the reality is I learned that I can do a project in a day or a couple hours. So I get it out the way, and then, hey man, I'll be there. So I plan my day out so I can still go. Or I schedule my time so I can still go. But it seems like with money, I guess financially, you really can't do that. You can't just kind of, and that's what I do, is I try to move my money around so I can still do stuff that everybody else is doing, and like catch back up on my bills and stuff, and it don't really work. It just kind of snowballs me down, and next thing you know, I'm
ramen noodles for a week.
I got no food, and the only thing I'm eating is the smoke from my cigarettes, and
right.
And then that is when I'm in a hard place, is when I don't have what I should have because of the choices I made. That's what I'm struggling at right there.
You feel like you have the option to say no? You feel like you can make that choice? Every decision you make is yours?
Yeah, I do.
Would you want to try maybe a week of making a choice that you normally wouldn't make? Like, maybe, I don't know what it is that you're working towards, but maybe make choices based on the goal that you're going towards.
Yeah, I can do that. That seems like something I can do for sure.
Do you think that would make you, how do you think that would make you feel at the end of that week?
I don't know, because I'm thinking I'd be bored out of my mind, because I'll just be at home, doing nothing, kind of. So I'll be bored, but at the same time, I'd be pretty proud that I was able to say, have some self-control.
Well, could you have people come to your house? Like
yeah,
a couple
but if
of friends?
they do, they're going to bring booze and...
Is it just the drinking that's the problem?
Yes, because it costs money. It costs me money, so really, I guess it boils down to it being a money problem. Everything affects money. And then when I don't have money is when I'm stressed.
Right.
So,
And that's not helping you move towards it. Okay.
Yeah, and there, just no fulfillment. Like, I'm sitting here spending money and drinking and partying, and a week later, I'm sitting at my house eating ramen noodles, and everybody else is out having fun, and ain't no stability in that. It's just kind of like floating in the wind almost.
With the resources that you have now, is there a way to allocate parts of it for entertainment?
Yeah.
And then once that's gone, that's gone.
Yeah, that's part I ain't really. I've tried doing that. I'm just not really good at it. I will allocate it, and then once I get to my limit, I don't know if
It's late
it's
at
the
night,
alcohol,
and-
yeah, but once you get to the limit and you're already been drinking, it's like, oh, well, I'll just keep on going, and you start diving into other buckets of money, and you don't recognize it until the next morning when you get up and you say, oh man, I went past my limit. What am I going to do?
What if you tried a cash only solution? Like you left your cards at home and you had your ID
Yeah.
and you only brought $20. And that was the plan at the beginning of the night, $20 tonight.
Yeah, I just ain't real. I don't have that kind of stuff. I would go back home and get my debit card.
Would you
and then,
really?
Like, cause it'll be $20 there, and then when I get back home, I'm going to get my debit card, and I gotta get something to eat. I'm hungry now, so I'm gonna get something to eat, and then I've already spent $10 on eat, so I might as well go ahead and
What
spend
if
a
you
couple more
prepared
dollars.
for that? What if you had something waiting for you at home, food waiting for you at home,
That's a good idea.
and you brought with you your ID and $20, and you left your debit card at home, and you knew that there was
Give my
food
debit card
there,
to somebody.
and there was food for you. No, you can't give it to somebody. You have to leave it at home.
Okay.
Food for you, but not for anybody else. So you know you're going back home by yourself. So you are then able to make that decision for yourself. Would that help you to maybe do that for a week?
I guess it would. I like the first idea of just saying no to it, though. Because if I say yes to part of it, I'm going the whole way.
Well, what would
That's
you?
my
How would you fill
personality.
your evening?
I don't know. I had to find some interest, I guess. Something I can do. I mean,
Do you have
I
hobbies?
like watching movies and stuff, and yeah, I can.
Do you like put puzzles together, or like
I like to draw
paint
sometimes.
model ships, or I don't
Yeah, I
know.
can do something like that. Yeah, do some building.
You like You like
Go
to
visit
draw.
some
What if
people.
you
go
could
visit my mom.
Yeah, you could draw some things
on the weekend.
for little kids in your family. I'm sure there's little kids somewhere
Yeah.
that would think that was cool.
I can go see my family members is what I could do on the weekends
See,
instead of
that's
I
good.
go see my nephews and stuff like that.
All right. Well, let's try that out, and then maybe next time we meet, things will be a little different.
All right.
I think we went over our time.
Yeah. All right.